What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today I've got a video that I'm pretty excited or curious to bring you, and that is a comparison between the $1,500 LV Horizon earbuds versus the Apple AirPods. So in the past, you might have seen me do a series where I compared price points of products in the same category from the cheapest to the most expensive, and I haven't actually done it in a while, so I think this one's gonna be a lot of fun. And when I first saw this thing announced on the internet, being the hypebeast that I am and normally used to buying some pretty stupid things, I decided I had to give it a try, but I'm probably gonna return this after the video. If you guys want to win a pair of AirPods, though, I'm going to give one away in this video, so all you have to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, drop a like on this video, and also leave a comment down below, and I'll be announcing a winner in the comment section when this video hits 3,000 likes. So just about a week ago, Louis Vuitton announced the Horizon earbuds, and these are in Canada $1,500 after tax. I believe in the US they're just under $1,000, which still is nowhere near affordable, but I just had to see what they're all about because they were so ugly. So I went to the website and picked the one that I thought was the ugliest, and today we're gonna go ahead and check them out, see what's included in the box, how they sound, and also go in public and see how they look in ear as well. If you thought the AirPod memes in the past couple months were funny, then I think this is going to be able to put those to rest. For the same price of this, you can actually get 6 pairs of Apple AirPods. So here's the box itself, and it is pretty character to what everything else from LV looks like. It's got the little ribbon on the front, and you've also got your receipt in a separate envelope. So yeah, the box itself looks really good. It's big, and just take this ribbon off here and see what is inside. Just have some branding on the front, and this is my first time seeing this. So right here, you've got the headphones, I assume, on this side in a leather pouch, which I'm going to go into a bit more detail in a couple seconds, but just open this up here. And it also comes with 2 other little cases as well, which I assume are for your accessories and your charger. And this one right here says Horizon earphones, and the Horizon line is kind of what LV has been using for their tech products, including the Tambor Horizon watch, which if you guys want to see me do a review of that, let me know down in the comment section below. So in this little pouch, let's just open up this first one right here. You've got the charger itself, which is USB Type-C. It also says LV on it, interestingly. And you also have this little cable holder. And there is also the LV branded USB Type-C to USB adapter. So setting that aside, you've got another pouch, and I assume that is for the earbuds. And there's 3 different sizes and also a set of adjustment fins. So inside this case itself, it has a logo that is stamped on the front, and you also have, that's pretty cool. Not sure when you'd ever use this, but there you have it. And here we have the case itself, and you can see the earbuds in the color that I picked, which I believe is the ugliest, and it happens to also match this hoodie. So in terms of overall branding, I will say that LV has actually done a pretty good job in terms of customizing it to LV, whether it's the accessories and just the small touches here and there, all aspects of the packaging, which is to be expected at such a price premium. For those who don't know, the model of these earphones are actually from Master and Dynamic. It's the MW07, and at the retail price of $299 in the US, people have already considered those too expensive for fully wireless headphones. But look at these headphones themselves, and taking them out, they're definitely not the smallest out there, but they are very, very light, which is very nice to see for any in-ear headphone. The case does feel very sturdy. It's got this metal feel to it, and you also have USB Type-C, which is nice. I do kind of like that see-through glass compartment on the front, and yeah, whenever you need to charge them, just put them in here. And there's also 3 battery indicator lights on the inside. So when it comes to the spec sheet, these pair of earbuds have a 10mm beryllium driver, and the sound quality was actually pretty good. The mids and highs were definitely there, but one thing that I definitely noticed was the fact that the noise cancellation was pretty good because of the size and the plug of these earbuds. It just had a good level of separation each side, but I did find the highs to be a little bit too strong for my liking. Another nice touch that I noticed is that the music does automatically pause when you take them out. When it comes to weight, these come in at 9 grams, which actually isn't as heavy as I expected considering their size, but the Apple AirPods do come in at 4 grams each side, so that definitely doesn't compare. They are also IPX4 splash resistant rated, and just the overall build quality of them is very nice, and that is totally what you expect at $300, or in this case, up to $1,500 in Canada. Initially, one thing that I was wondering in terms of material was whether or not the LV logo was painted. In the picture, it definitely looked like it was painted, and it almost did seem like a knockoff product that another company just made with the LV brand on it. But in person, it seems like the logo is a physical piece of its own and not painted on the earbuds. When it comes to controls, you have the volume rockers on one side as well as your play pause on the other. One thing that I noticed though as soon as I put these in is that you look like an absolute dork at no extra cost, but honestly they do fit pretty well. These also have a 20-meter range, which is about 60 feet, which is pretty decent, but the battery life is I think what suffers the most. It's not terrible, but definitely not as good as it could be. It's around 3 hours, which is okay and should get you through a couple workouts or during a work day. But I think the biggest problem I have is that these things take an hour and a half to charge from 0 to 100, and at 9 grams each side, I can't imagine the battery on this being that big in terms of milliamp hours. So should you buy these? The answer for 99% of people is probably not. Unless you're a huge fan of Louis Vuitton or you somehow got them at a good discount, I probably wouldn't get them because they just look so loud, and there are a couple other colors out there and they look just as bad. I will say though, in terms of design execution and the collaboration, I think LV has done a pretty good job. But whether or not you should go and buy the Master and Dynamic MW07 standalone at $299, that is a question that's going to come in when we talk about the comparison with the Apple AirPods. So like I mentioned before, the Apple AirPods come in at just 4 grams, whereas the LV Horizons come in at around 9. At the end of the day though, I feel like these do feel lighter in the ear compared to the Jabra Elite 65Ts. But when it comes to sound quality, I did find that the clarity and the bass was more prominent on this pair compared to the Apple AirPods. The difference to average consumers isn't going to be as substantial as the price point does reflect. If you're near a lot of water though, one advantage that you do have is that these have an IPX4 rating for splash resistance, whereas these don't, but I haven't really heard many cases of actual water damage. Apple is set to release a new set of AirPods sometime soon though, and I will imagine that those will have some sort of IP rating. As for battery life, the Apple AirPods get me about 4 to 4.5 hours on max use, whereas these will get you anywhere from around 3 to 3.5. In terms of charging time though, the Apple AirPods definitely win. Whether you're considering the LV Horizon or just the standard Master and Dynamic MW07s, I will say that for the most part, the Apple AirPods are very, very hard to beat for iPhone users. If you don't use iPhone, your options are definitely a little bit more open out there, but in terms of the seamless experience, I think the AirPods are very, very good. If you're an Android user though and are an audiophile looking for a very good pair of wireless earbuds, then you can decide if you want the LV version or just a standard version, and I feel like they do perform pretty well for even the price. It's just that for most people out there at double the price, it is very hard to justify. But as always, I thought it'd be pretty fun to see these for myself and see what they're all about in terms of the build quality, the sound quality, and just what $1,500 in a collaboration from LV will get you. But now let's get some reactions from some other people on what they think of these $1,500 earbuds.
As someone who uses the AirPods every day, I can say I already feel like a dumbass anyways, and these look terrible.
You weren't even the one who was stupid enough to buy them.
Yeah, I don't know who would buy these, but let's see. Look at this, like completely, can't even tell if they're in my ear. Like these things look like big like earrings from the 70s. Like you could wear them in your ear. They're just, I don't know, they just look terrible. But if you're crazy enough to buy them, then good for you. But I mean, you bought them, so I mean.
We're returning these.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I feel like if I wore these to the gym or anything, if I wore them out in public, I would hope that someone would beat me up. And I don't know. I couldn't see myself wearing these ever. I hope nobody wears these, but if you do, then good for you, I guess. But yeah, these are bad. Just don't buy them. They're not good. Don't buy them at all. Like, yeah, save yourself some money.
At this price, I promise you you'll look like a dork at no extra cost, and I'm gonna leave a link down below if some of you are still crazy enough to want it, and I'll see you all in the next video.